You know that dashboard in front of you when you get in a car and start driving it around? One of the things you're looking at, obviously, is the speedometer, odometer, the fuel gauge, those sorts of things. But it's also those lights, those warning lights that can come up that let you know what the performance of the car is doing. And so in business, we have a dashboard. We operate via a dashboard. And with that dashboard, there are also some warning lights, some yellow lights, some red lights that we can look for. Hey, it's Scott Beebe with Business on Purpose. I wanted to walk you as a business owner through just a couple of red flags that you can begin to just look for, not be obsessed about, but just look for and understand these to be warning signs. Now, we do something in our business that we actually took from a book I read years ago called American Icon. And it was the story of Alan Mulally, the guy who came from Boeing and descended into Ford and essentially helped Ford resurrect what they were in. It was about a $12 billion hole back near the 2007, 2008, in that time frame back there. And one of the things that they did is he incorporated this idea of green, yellow, reds into what they were doing. So I want to talk about some of the reds that I think could be helpful for you as a business owner as you begin to sort of audit where you're at as a business. Do you often feel like your week is a constant whirlwind of just putting out fires? You're putting on the fire suit, you're putting out these little fires, and they always seem to pop up. You feel like you're drowning in emails, you're spending hours every day just trying to keep up and spinning. I just recently, about 3 months ago, outsourced my email, by the way. Those are telltale signs that your business might be running on very thin ice, on low fuel, and you're running on chaos rather than a well-oiled system. Too many of our businesses are actually leveraging the wrong fuel. So instead of leveraging the fuel of vision, mission, values, repetition, predictability, and meaning, we're leveraging the fuel of chaos. So I want you to consider your team's performance and morale. If your team members seem confused or you're receiving some poor performance reviews, bad feedback, it's time to start evaluating your process. We actually do a healthy owner assessment and a healthy team member assessment every year for each one of our clients. And this sort of gives these yellow or red flags, or in some cases, green flags as well, so you can understand what's working. So even if you're conducting surveys, the results might be pointing to some underlying issues in your organizational structure that you've got to be aware of. Those are red flags to be looking for. Another red flag to watch out for is the absence of regular, agenda-driven leadership meetings or team meetings. These are essential for keeping everyone aligned and focused on your company's goals. If you find your production meetings are starting to drag on for 2 and 3 hours, that is a clear red flag. You've got to be looking into that. So if you're not having meetings on a regular basis, Scott, what do you mean by regular? Let's start with weekly. If you're not having meetings weekly, that could be a red flag for you. If those meetings are going beyond 1 hour, that could be a red flag for you. And in many cases is a red flag for you. And so we've got to look at those things because they need an overhaul. Scott, we need more than an hour. No, you don't. If you can't get it done in an hour, what about those decisions we have to make? Well, usually those decisions are between 2 and 3 people in the meeting. So identify the situation, have them write it down, and have them go on a one-off that should not take more than 5, 10, 15 minutes. If they need longer than that, that's a workshop to begin to work on that. Another red flag, missing schedules and falling behind on bill payments. Serious symptoms of a disorganized business. If you find yourself in a position of robbing Peter to pay Paul, in other words, stealing or shuffling money around to cover immediate expenses, you were treading on very thin ice. In fact, you were running on pure chaos at that point. That practice of robbing Peter to pay Paul, while sometimes may be necessary in very dire circumstances, is quite unsustainable and risky and sometimes illegal in the long run. So all of those are signs pointed to a chaotic system. You're running on pure chaos fuel, and that system is really holding your business back. You're going to start lurching just like a car that's got bad gas in it. And so without a solid framework in place, you're going to continue to struggle with efficiency, productivity, growth, all those things you want. So it's time to step back, assess your current process, and implement systems that are going to bring order to chaos. Remember, a well-structured business is not just more profitable, it's also far less stressful to run and far more satisfying for everyone involved. Hey, we can help you with all of this. If you go to businessonpurpose.com/contact, it's businessonpurpose.com/contact. We actually have metrics, we've got systems, we've got tools that identify the green, the yellow, the red, and we can begin to refine those systems in your business. We've got it all templated out, ready to be customized for your business so that you can be liberated from chaos to make time for the things that matter most.